A very good morning to you and welcome to the news update on SOUQ News Television. I am Olumide Shokoya. Now let's begin. The federal government has commenced the verification of disputed and newly drilled oil and gas fields in the Niger Delta region. The chairman of the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission, Dr. Mohammed Shehu, who led the team to the Anieze oil field in Opai, Delta State, said the move follows petitions from state over ownership of oil assets. He explained that the Interagency Technical Committee, including representatives from the Petroleum Regulatory Commission, the National Boundary Commission, and the Office of the Surveyor General, has been set up to identify and confirm the exact locations of crude oil and gas wells. Shehu noted that the exercise covers oil-rich states, including Delta, Rivers, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, Ondo, and Edo, with a focus on verifying coordinates of wells drilled between 2017 and now. He stressed that the accurate mapping is necessary to ensure fair allocation of all revenues, particularly the 13% derivation fund, and to resolve long-standing boundary dispute. According to him, the verification is aimed at promoting equity among all producing states, preventing revenue loss, and safeguarding the integrity of the Federation account. Nigeria's gross domestic product, GDP, rose by 4.23% year-on-year in the second quarter of 2025. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has said, showing stronger growth compared to 3.48% in the same period of 2024. The expansion was driven by a rebound in oil output, stronger industry performance, and steady gains in agriculture and services, with the economy valued at 100.73 trillion naira in nominal terms. Oil production averaged 1.6 million barrels per day, boosting the sector's growth to 20.46%, while the non-oil economy, which accounted for 95.95% of total output, grew by 3.64%, but figures have sparked criticism from labor unions and private sector leaders who argue that the growth does not reflect worsening living and business conditions. The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, questioned the credibility of the statistics, calling them growth without development, while small business leaders warned that challenges in manufacturing, trade, and consumer purchasing power remain unaddressed. Economists, however, describe the growth as a sign of recovery, though they stress that sustained expansion must translate into real sector gains and improved welfare for citizens. The Naira has continued to appreciate streak across both official and parallel foreign exchange markets, supported by strong inflows and rising external reserves, which climbed to $42.03 billion this month, according to the Central Bank of Nigeria CBN data. The local currency gained 3.5% year-to-date, closing at 1,488 naira 60 kobo per dollar at the Nigerian foreign exchange market on Monday, compared to the 1,541 naira 36 kobo at the start of September. At the parallel market, the Naira appreciated 9.57% year-to-date, trading at 1,515 naira per dollar, down from 1,660 naira in January 2025. Analysts attribute gains to the structural reforms, including the introduction of the B-Match FX platform, which has reduced speculations and improved price discovery, as well as easing demand pressures from reduced petroleum imports due to Dangote refinery. Rising reserves and stronger FX inflows from oil revenues, foreign portfolio investments, and remittances have also boosted confidence. However, experts caution that the stability remains policy-driven rather than production-led, with risks such as oil price shocks and fiscal pressures still looming. For now, the outlook suggests relative stability through year-end, providing relief for businesses and investors. The European Union, United Kingdom, and United Nations have pledged support for Nigeria's ongoing constitutional amendment process, endorsing key proposals such as the establishment of state police, greater autonomy for local government, and reserved parliamentary seats for women. The commitment was expressed at the National Public Hearing on the Constitutional Alteration Bills, organized by the House of Representatives Committee on Constitution Review in Abuja. Diplomats, lawmakers, civil society organizations, and traditional leaders attended the session, signaling wide interest in shaping the reforms. British High Commissioner Richard Montgomery, represented by the Deputy High Commissioner Gail Lever, described the SEAT's bill as a crucial step towards inclusive governance, while also stressing the importance of decentralized policing as a tool to strengthen security cooperation between Nigeria and the United Kingdom. European Union Ambassador Golche Mignot said the bloc would continue to provide technical assistance and expertise to support inclusive reforms, while United Nations Assistant Secretary General Mohammed Fall pledged backing for women's representation, noting that Nigeria's leadership on the issue could set an example for Africa. The international endorsement highlights growing global interest in Nigeria's constitutional review process and its potential impact on governance, security, and democracy. The governments of the United Kingdom and the United States have set up a joint body to ease regulatory barriers for businesses seeking capital market access to both sides of the Atlantic and to boost cooperation on crypto assets. The new platform, named the Transatlantic Task Force for Markets of the Future, was approved during President Donald Trump's recent state visit to the United Kingdom and will deliver its first report within 180 days. The task force, co-chaired by officials from both finance ministries and involving key regulators, will outline immediate steps for collaboration and explore long-term opportunities, including wholesale digital markets. Britain has been seeking stronger ties with the U.S. to revive its financial services appeal after Brexit, with the initiative expected to reduce red tape, promote innovation, and keep both countries at its forefront of digital financial regulation. Many thanks for watching. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms at SOUQ News Television. I am Olumide Shokoya. Coming up shortly, it's SOUQ Business Landscape. Stay tuned.
Industry has a storied history, particularly in the northern parts of the country, where the art of leather farming and crafting has been perfected over centuries. Traditionally, leather was used primarily for functional items like sandals, bags, and saddles, with little emphasis on fashion. However, the narrative has changed drastically in recent years, as Nigerian leather has evolved from a utilitarian product to a symbol of luxury and high fashion. Here is a special report by Bayo Olawi. The turning point for Nigerian leather came as local designers began to recognize its potential beyond traditional uses. They started to experiment with new designs, creating products that appeal to the modern consumer while maintaining the heritage of craftsmanship. The result has been a wave of leather products that are not only functional, but also stylish and desirable on the global stage. One of the key factors driving the revolution is the exceptional quality of Nigerian leather. Known for its durability and unique texture, Nigerian leather, particularly from goats and cattle, has become highly sought after by fashion houses both within and outside Africa. This demand has encouraged local artisans to up their game, focusing on quality control and finishing techniques to meet international standards. Moreover, Nigerian leather products have benefited from the global trend towards sustainable and ethically produced goods. Consumers are increasingly turning away from massively produced items in favor of the handcrafted, sustainable alternatives. Nigerian leather made using traditional methods with minimal environmental impact fits perfectly into this narrative. This has opened up markets for Nigerian leather goods, particularly in Europe and North America, where there is a growing appreciation for products with a story and a conscience. The rise of Nigerian leather in the fashion scene is also closely tied to the country's booming creative industry. fashion designers, many of whom have gained international recognition, are incorporating leather into their collections and innovative ways, from sleek handbags and bespoke shoes to stylish jackets and accessories. The Nigerian leather is becoming a staple in high fashion. This trend is not only boosting the profile of Nigerian fashion, but also creating new opportunities for economic growth. The leather industry, once dominated by small-scale craftsmen, is now attracting significant investment. Entrepreneurs are setting up modern tannery and workshops, creating jobs and fostering skills development in the process. This industrialization of leather products is helping to formalize what was once an informal sector, leading to better working conditions and high incomes for artisans. However, the success of Nigerian leather market did not emerge without challenges. The industry still faces issues related to infrastructure, access to finance, and competition for imported goods. Additionally, there is the need for more investment in technology and innovation to further enhance the quality of leather products and make them more competitive in the global market. Despite these challenges, the future of Nigerian leather products looks bright. There is a growing recognition of the value of locally produced leather goods, both within Nigeria and globally. This is evident in the increasing number of fashion shows and trade fairs dedicated to promoting Nigerian leather products, as well as the rising demand from international buyers. The evolution of Nigerian leather from a utilitarian material to a symbol of high fashion is a testament to the creativity and resilience of the Nigerian artisans. It reflects the broader trend in the global fashion industry towards sustainability and craftsmanship. As the world continues to embrace African fashion, Nigerian leather is poised to become a major player on the international stage, offering a unique blend of tradition, quality, and style. This is just the beginning of what promises to be an exciting new chapter for Nigerian leather.
Lateef Jakande. Born Lateef Kayode Jakande in the Egbetedo area of Lagos Island, Lagos State on July 1929. He studied at the Lagos Public School at Enuowa, Lagos Island, then at Bonham Memorial Methodist School, Port Harcourt, King's College, enrolled at Ilesha Grammar School, where he edited a literary paper called The Quarterly Mirror. Jakande began a career in journalism in 1949 with a daily service and joined the Nigerian Tribune in 1953. The owner, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, appointed Jakande editor-in-chief of the Tribune in 1956. Jakande established John West Publications in 1975 after leaving Tribune and began to publish the Lagos News. He served as the first president of the Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria, NPAN. Jakande ran for election as Executive Governor of Lagos State in 1979 on the Unity Party of Nigeria platform. His administration was effective and open and implemented the cardinal policies of his party. He introduced housing and educational programs targeting the poor, building new neighborhood primary and secondary schools, and providing free primary and secondary education. He gave poor people's children education, and many of them are now very prominent in the society today. Jakande established the Lagos State University and constructed over 30,000 housing units. After the military takeover in 1983, Jakande was charged, prosecuted, and convicted of treason and later pardoned. He served as Minister of Works under the Sani Abacha military regime. He died in Lagos on February 11, 2021. Lateef Jakande was the first civilian governor of Lagos State. Lateef Kayode Jakande, SOUQ Enlightenment.
Atlantic has become Nigeria's most sought-after city for its high-end infrastructure, prestige, and well-planned city layout, as reflected in an 8-lane boulevard, about 13 internal bridges, underground cables, and green footprints defined by over 30,000 trees. Additionally, having a building in the city has become a trend among the so-called big boys, as was the case with Old Ikoyi, Victoria Garden City, popularly called VGC, Osborne Foreshore, and now Banana Island. In this special report, Bayo Olaoye states that this talk of I belong and the prestige mentality has also spread to the big firms. Before now, Kingsway and Ozumbambadiwe used to say that Victoria Island were the go-to locations for high-rise office buildings. These locations are home to iconic developments such as Kingsway Towers, Heritage Palace, Fanfa Towers, the Winds and the Waves, among others, making them Nigeria's equivalent of Silicon Valley. The Eco-Atlantic City was modeled after the skyscraper district of Manhattan Island in New York City. It has become the new destination for big-ticket corporate firms which are building or relocating their new headquarters to the 10-square-kilometer city, rising off the coast of the Atlantic Ocean in Lagos. The city is attracting investment interests in both residential and commercial real estate, the latest being MTN Nigeria, preparing to build a new headquarters. MTN is coming on the heels of First Bank, which recently turned the turf to build a 40-floor corporate head office, making the city's most iconic development so far. Prior to this courageous and ambitious entry into Eco City by MTN, First Bank, Dangote Group, and the Embassy of the United States of America have taken positions there, developing a new head office and a diplomatic facility respectively. Much earlier, a co-development company had occupied the city as the developer of the Azuri Towers, offering both residential and commercial facilities for high clients and corporate bodies. Arkland Property Investment and Oak Homes are also in the city, developing A&A Towers simultaneously. These are the residential developments that will be standing on the 22nd floor and the 33rd floors respectively. Other developments are the Pan-African Towers by Periwinkle Residences, Eco Pearl with Champagne Tower and Eco Pearl Black Tower, Army Towers and Army International Petroleum Development Company, and Louisville Towers by Total Energy Staff Cooperative and Multipurpose Society. Louisville will comprise 300 residential homes spread between 2 towers, a world-class sporting center and a club, retail outlets and other facilities. It is designed to employ modern technology to achieve smart living and high standards. Eco-Atlantic is an exclusive luxury city with superior infrastructure that appeals to the kind of investors we have seen in the city so far. Interest in Nigeria's lithium reserves comes as countries worldwide scramble to secure supplies of the mineral which is essential for powering the green energy revolution. In this special report by Bayo Olaoye, the need to harness this resource for growth and development is examined with the evolution of electric vehicles and renewable energy storage systems. Lithium is a key component in the production of batteries for electric vehicles and renewable energy storage systems, and Nigeria is positioning itself to become a major player in the global lithium market. Nigeria's vast lithium reserves, valued over $34 billion, is no doubt attracting world attention, while lithium factories are springing up in different parts of Nigeria already. The attention of the international mining industry is also focused on lithium because it is critical raw material for the production of solar panels and electric vehicles. Analysts predict that global lithium market could grow robustly over the next decade, driven by the rapid adoption of electric vehicles and renewable energy technologies. Data from a global future market insight showed that the lithium mining industry has emerged as a cornerstone of the clean energy transition, driven by the skyrocketing demand for lithium-ion batteries. The surge in lithium demand is driven largely by the electric vehicles market, which accounted for over 70% of the global lithium consumption in 2024, according to an Iranian-based research firm. With countries such as the United States, China, and members of the European Union pushing for next zero emission by mid-century, lithium demand is expected to escalate further. The federal government, indeed, the Ministry of Solid Minerals Development, should intensify efforts geared at renewing and resuscitating the viable lithium industry in the country to its full potential. As Nigeria diversifies its economy into other sectors, the lithium industry offers hope and expectation that this sector would earn more revenue for the country. Nigeria should not just watch with folded arms, but must strive with the political will to develop and strengthen the country's vast lithium reserves.
Traffic regulations are practices put in place in both developed and underdeveloped countries. They are designed to ensure the safety of all road users, reduce accidents, and promote orderly movement. Either you are a driver or a passenger, every road user is required to understand and follow these laws. Under obligations, drivers must possess a valid driver's license issued by the authorized body. In Nigeria, this is the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC.
Individual, like I just said, most Nigerians, as we know, celebrate their date of birth. And as such, when you obtain a driver's license, say for 3 years or 5 years, you already know. If you do it today, in the next 5 years, when you'll be celebrating your birthday, you are already aware that your license is due for renewal. You don't have to even wait until that date. By law, a month to that date, you should start processing the renewal of the driver's license.
While other countries have their respective designated authorities, vehicles must also be properly registered and insured, with up-to-date documentation readily available when requested by law enforcement officers. Mandatory rules include observing speed limits, which vary depending on the road type. In cities, the limit is 50 km per hour, increasing to 80 km per hour on highways and 100 km per hour on expressways. Before hitting the road, seat belts are mandatory for both drivers and front seat passengers. Also, all traffic signs, signals, and road markings must be obeyed. Drivers must remember that using a mobile phone while driving is a punishable offense unless assisted by a hands-free device. Drunk driving is illegal, with penalties ranging from fines and license suspension to imprisonment. For passengers, wearing seatbelt is essential and distracting the driver should be avoided at all costs. In public transport, any reckless driving should be reported to the authorities, and pedestrians, on the other hand, must also cross at designated pedestrian crossings, zebra crossings, or pedestrian bridges where available. They should follow pedestrian traffic lights and only cross when the signal indicates it is safe. Looking left, right, and left again before stepping onto the road is crucial and should avoid running while crossing. Making eye contact with approaching vehicles ensures they see you before you proceed. By following traffic regulations, road users can prevent accidents, protect lives, and contribute to smoother transportation for everyone. Grace Komolafe, SOUQ News Television.
Think like that because it's the mind that links to first of all the rebranding.
Said it's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigerian content and materials first.
It is still Nigeria first, and it is just us down here that are pushing that agenda. It's going to be a big struggle.
You think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations start looking at getting their staff involved in this market? Why keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Hello and welcome to your regular breakfast show. This is SBL. We are live on SOUQ Television. My name is SOUQ, John Rogers SOUQ, and hey, put a hashtag in front of it, SBL. Today we'll be looking at what's happening with the insurance as it concerns Nigeria. There has been this particular cry of capital flight thanks to people going to seek medical abroad. Now, for those that want to dive into this conversation, it's going to be so full. So hey, guard your belt. We'll also be looking at what's happening with Trump. Trump is in the news, and when he comes with a bang. Trump is telling you that if you're coming and you think you're skilled, then you better pack your pocket. We'll also talk about that. How does it concern us here in Africa? Then those that are majorly hit, we'll put that on the table. There are over several issues we'll also be looking at. That is why you need to be here. Development, business, monies. We talk about it on SBL. Remember, go on the social media platforms and follow us. And most importantly, share to your neighbor, to your friend, to your colleagues at work. Let's be part of this movement and get this brand rolling. I'm not here alone on this table that is alive. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, join me as I welcome on this beautiful Tuesday morning, the beautiful of them all. Swift.
Good morning, SOUQ. First of all, I'm wearing yellow. You're wearing yellow, so we're twinning. How you doing? Yes, we're twinning. Actually,
okay.
Yeah. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, world. They say that if you don't think about money, then you cannot attract money. So on the table today, we want to think about money. We want to talk money. We want to talk economic. We want to talk development. We want to talk everything that has to do with you and your social welfare. So I think you should stick with us because we are going to be dropping it hot and breaking some tables.
Okay. While you are dropping it hot and thinking about money, I think the last all years I've thought about money. I don't have a bank yet. But it's never too late. We'll go on a very short break, and when we return, we'll hit you with the first story. Don't go anywhere.
Think like that because it's the mind that links to first of all the rebranding.
Said it's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigerian content and materials first.
It is still Nigeria first, and it is just us down here that are pushing that agenda. It's going to be a big struggle.
You think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations start looking at getting their staff involved in this market? Why keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Yes, welcome. Straight to insurance matters. Now, health insurance, that's where we are going to. Concerns over 2 billion annual health insurance capital flights. That is the story. The National Insurance Commission has expressed serious concern over the estimated 2 billion lost annually to capital flight from Nigeria's health insurance sector. The Commission described the trend as a major drain on the economy and a sign of weak local insurance capacity. Speaking at a recent stakeholders forum in Abuja, NAICOM's Commissioner for Insurance, Sunday Thomas, highlighted that a significant number of Nigerians seek medical treatment abroad due to lack of trust in domestic health insurance providers and services. He emphasized the urgent need to strengthen the local insurance framework, improve healthcare infrastructure, and build public confidence. NAICOM is advocating for deeper collaborations between the insurance and healthcare sector to retain more of its spending within Nigeria. The Commission also plans to enforce stricter regulation and encourage innovative health insurance products. Stakeholders agree that reducing capital flight is essential for building a sustainable and inclusive health insurance system in the country. 2 billion, it's much. It's way, way much. Yes. Now, if this is what they have in their own calculated that this is what
they have captured,
their sector is losing from Nigerians going outside.
Estimated, because they are not certain. I'm sure if they capture 2 billion, I know that is way more.
So their estimation,
yes,
that this is what we are losing from people going.
So I should say realistically, if they capture 2 billion, it's probably maybe 3 or 4, because there are a lot of people. These are the people who have traveled and put medical health as the reason for travel. There are other people who travel who don't put medical health as the reason for travel.
Okay,
and they
those
actually,
not documented
yes,
as
not
traveling on health issues.
Maybe they have dual citizenship, they travel for business, but they know that this business trip, I'm not just going, I'm going to do one small procedure or one thing or another. So there are some people who in their travel is documented. So this 2 billion they are capturing is those people who are documented. So we have more people who have gone who are not documented. So let's leave that by the side.
Okay, now let's look at it from this. Now he's saying, okay, good. Now health insurance outside this country is making way more than we think we can make on this side of the divide. That is we on this side. How can we equate that side by side with the health facilities we have here, standard of health facilities we have here, and what the best person is seeking outside there?
Before we do standard of health facilities, I want to first talk about PR. I always say this. How you put out your country, when you accomplish things, what you put out is critical. When Kano Heart Foundation started, they were doing the heart foundation surgeries in Nigeria. They had they would bring in some people, there were some doctors in Nigeria. They had 99% success. Okay? We have doctors in Nigeria that are dividing seminal twins and all that. We are not doing enough PR for this. Now, there's a true life story I know of somebody in Port Harcourt who had a kidney issue. His sister was a donor, and they traveled to India. And when they got to India, they did the surgery. Her kidney was taken out, given to her brother, and they came back to Nigeria, and they realized the guy was worse. By the time they checked, they realized it wasn't the sister's kidney he was given. The kidney was switched. Now, this is facts. A lot of times, if you cannot travel with a medical person, so the rich and famous, when they are going for such kidney transplants, you go with your own doctor, you go with a nurse standby, but that's added medical fees for you. You're going to pay a nurse a fee, you're going to pay the doctor a fee, and when you get there, that means you're going to pay their flights, their fee, all that. So a lot of people just go without a doctor and a nurse to reduce cost. Now, many people who go for such surgery, some things are taken. So women go for, let's say, fibroids, one kidney is removed abroad. Now, what am I saying about PR? When this information comes back to our medical, comes back to Nigeria, because this case, it was on social media, and after a while, a lot of doctors were saying, tone it down. I saw a lot of people say, tone it down. Now, these are the things that the Nigerian government is supposed to put out there so that people, it can install fear, in citizens. It can make them realize that kidney transplants are being done in Nigeria with 99% success. And you have, since it's going to be cheaper for you, you can have a doctor on ground because you are not paying travel, okay? And so your kidney will not be taken. And so if this is put out there, at least if 20 people wanted to travel for kidney surgery, 5 will say, maybe I should stay in my country. Because this person it happened to, I read it on social media, and I called a friend in Port Harcourt who is a doctor, and I was telling her, and she said, yes, this person is my patient. It is true, it is real, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so I can attest. And then a lot of other people were coming out to say this. So PR is the first thing the Medical Council in Nigeria has to do. if there are a lot of women who go abroad for fibroid surgeries who die because they can't handle our system. There are things that are missed between blood clothing and all that they don't understand the way our doctors here understand it. All these little things, if you put it out there and say, look, you are more likely to accomplish A, B, C here than D, E there, people will come first. Now, we cannot take away the fact that we have some poor infrastructure with our medical facilities. We cannot take it away. How can it be better? The next question they are going to ask themselves is, what can government do to make it better? I was discussing with a friend of mine who is a medical doctor, and I said, let me tell you, it is unfair that I will pay 2,000 naira to see a doctor, and the market woman who her income is not half of mine will pay 2,000. And somebody whose income is 10 times more than mine would also go to the same booth because we are all seeing the specialist and pay 2,000. So the Nigerian insurance needs to find a way where you pay as you earn. But the more I pay, the more VIP treatment I get. So there are some certain medical facilities, I know they do it in Ibadan. If you are paying a certain fee, you are attended to faster, you are in a certain place where you are being treated like, it's almost like a private clinic. This has actually attracted a lot of funding for UCH Ibadan. A lot of other medical facilities need to copy this. Because if I know that, oh, I'm going to be receiving standard health care and it's well marketed, the PR is there, people are saying that, oh, people are coming in from Ghana. There was a day someone was telling me that one president of another country 2 years ago was at UCH receiving treatment. If all these things are well documented, Nigerians will start to believe in the system again and they will start to come. But when people feel that, oh, if I go to a hospital in Nigeria, all I'm saying is, one person died, one person's leg was this, something happened to that, then there's a possibility of fear. There was a day I was talking to a gynae from, I think, last week, and I was telling him in the private organization where I worked, in the past 3 years I've worked, no woman has died in labor. He was like, wow. Because once they check it out and they say, okay, this, if it's CS, they are doing CS. If it's this, they are doing this. Do you understand? So if all this kind of documentation is going out there, people are saying that, oh, a lot of people are doing fibroid surgery, is successful. A lot of people are having heart transplants, is successful. Your kidney surgery is successful. The dialysis are going, you are being maintained. Then the reassurance in the system. Now let's come back to financial, which is critical.
Hold on.
Yes.
Let's look at indices for HMOs.
Okay.
Now, you spoke a lot about the health facilities themselves.
Yes.
Good. There is an extent to which you can push people's private history out there and use that for publicity.
Yes.
That publicity has to be done somewhere without people's history. But now let's look at HMOs themselves. For health management and all the insurance that has to go around it, have they gained the trust of the populace?
Okay. Now, before I go there, you know what? There was something you brought, which I need to say. When my friend gave birth in that hospital in America, the PR team came to meet her, that they would remove maybe a 2% or a 5% if she would do like a video thing talking about her experience at the hospital, and they can post on their website.
For feedback.
What are they doing? It's not feedback. They are promoting
feedback for
the
them,
clinic
promotion for
so that our friends, other Nigerians will see it. And she was like, oh, it was such a fantastic experience. My husband was allowed to be with me. He held me throughout. You know, we were watching it on the screen when the baby came out. You know, so she was, and as they were doing this, the cutaways were so beautiful. They were showing how the baby was being brought out, how the team was.
Showing how baby was on
yes.
air?
No, it's on their website.
On somebody's baby being brought out?
Yes, how they brought out the baby, how the baby was being cleaned, how the baby was turned, how the nurses were running around. It's PR. These things are intentionally done. And so she got a 5% discount or a 10% discount for doing this.
To what extent did they reveal?
So, you of course, you won't show how you are cutting. You will just show baby coming out, like you are bringing out the baby from CS, the cleanup team, how they are disconnecting umbilical cord.
And she signed to that?
She was giving a 10%. So let's say your money is 10 million naira, which is cheap to give birth abroad, which is fair, 7 million. A 10% of 10 million naira is 1 million naira. So for 1 million naira, I can talk. And guess what? All my friends in Nigeria know that I gave birth in a US hospital that is standard, and my baby was born perfectly. So it's fine.
There are very beautiful hospitals in Nigeria.
I'm just telling you, I know. Better than that. There is a thing. So I used to work in a very classy hospital.
Before we talk about this, let's look at the
people will turn up in the hospital and be calling, I'm at this place, and they wear their finest dresses because some people, I don't know in other states, but in Lagos, people like there's a standard. So when you give birth abroad, You have entered that standard. People take loans to have babies abroad so that you can post pictures on social media and show the delivery process and say, I had my baby in South Africa.
They are looking for
so
visas
now,
for their children.
Let's now talk about the HMOs, the standard of the HMOs. Now, some HMOs are amazing. Some have also been the reason that trust in Nigeria is being killed. I've worked closely with HMOs. There are some HMOs who will call into hospitals back in the day, it's getting better now, and tell you, no, don't give that expensive drug, give the cheaper one. Like they want, especially private clinics. So you have an antibiotics you're supposed to give a patient, and there's a more expensive one. They will tell you that, look, this is the fee we can cover. But this patient in his mind has paid. And so the patient believes I should get the best. So you see some HMOs patients complaining, why am I getting this one that is not branded? Why am I not getting the branded one? Yes. Pharmacists will tell you that non-branded, branded, they work similarly, but some work faster. So for the HMO people too, you don't blame them. They are not there to do 100%. They are there to make profits, which is reality. And making profit too, they need to cut across monies for those who are small earners and big earners so that everybody can actually receive medical treatment and be attended to according to what you earn. So it's also a dicey situation. What can HMOs do better? HMOs can push hospitals to treat their staff better, which is one. So that when people come in, if you know you're coming under an HMO, you're getting a kind of a VIP treatment. They can also be more exclusivity in other things. So for example, children, there are certain immunizations you can't take in a private clinic if you're an HMO patient. So you have to
immunization in Nigeria is free.
Now, some people don't want to go to the health center and queue. I don't want to park my Jeep and go to the health center and queue. I don't want to. I'm just telling you.
It still doesn't.
No, because
the fact
because
that it is still free.
We agree. So, for example, when you go for antenatal in the health centers,
you don't need to go to antenatal.
I'm just saying. When you go for antenatal in the health center, if your HMO does not cover CS, now you're a woman, your HMO doesn't cover CS fully. You need to pay half, and they need to pay half, and you can't raise the money. Let's say CS in a private clinic is 1.5, which is cheap, and so you can't raise.
Which is cheap for you.
No, I'm saying in private clinics that's cheap.
That is cheap for you.
Good. I said in private clinics.
Hold on. Now, this is a table that is alive. When we speak, we don't speak about ourselves.
I'm talking about private. I'm talking about for a standard private clinic, 1.5 million.
Those watching us are not those that only go to private clinics.
That's what I'm saying. Now, you want to go to a private clinic.
Okay, you want to go to a private clinic.
I'm just giving an instance to have your baby for the reasons why you want to have your baby in a private clinic. But you now found out that, okay, your baby is not turning. Your baby is lying parallel. So automatically, that's a CS baby in the making, okay? 3 weeks to delivery. Now, they now tell you, oh, you have to have a CS. And then you are saying, oh, I have to have a CS. How much is it? It costs this. HMO tells you we can only cover half, or we can cover 50%.
But before you even went there, you know what your HMO can cover.
Wait now.
I don't know if you understand. Everybody knows what the coverage is.
You're already at 8 months. You were expecting your baby was going to turn. Now, baby did not turn. So automatically, the doctors have already told you that, look, this is a risk. Baby has not turned. So that we don't have any complications, let's go for CS. So it is not, you and your HMO did not plan this from the beginning that you were going to have CS. There are some people who want to have CS who have saved from the beginning.
You go to Island Maternity.
Good. Now, so they now send you to Island Maternity. Now, these are the challenges. I go to a private clinic, I see that I'm happy.
Island Maternity will not charge you
that amount. When you go there, the first thing they tell you to do is when you come for antenatal, you must stand up and do exercise. And be saying, 1, 2, oh yeah, bend down. Yeah, how you they do when your husband there, you they do. All these conversations, some women do not want to have it. So, for example, I do not want to have those conversations. I do not want to sit among. That's what I'm saying. We're HMOs. So, if HMOs can have a plan that makes it easier for people like me who don't want to go to government and be in the middle of 500 market women shouting, go, yes, because I want to have a cheap CS. I'm just saying. Then there will be more confidence in HMOs. The health system will probably work better. If I know that, oh, if my HMO is there, automatically I'm in a private clinic, so I don't have to hustle space with that woman that 10 of her brothers are coming and bringing one kind of soup that is smelling beside me on my bed.
Hello.
I'm being real. And this is why people save to travel out of the country to have their children.
Hold on. Thank you very much. Now, for those that are watching us, we are not in any way trying to tell you that medical expenses is cheap or expensive, but this is where it is. We have more than enough facilities in Nigeria that can cater for every level of people in society.
I agree.
So now, if you decide that, okay, this is who I am, this is where I'm going to, then foot the bill for where you think
sometimes,
you
what
are.
I'm trying to say, sometimes emergencies come up.
For emergencies that come
afford.
up. Okay, for emergencies that come up, some emergencies are also on your covering, you know, to the extent that the emergency can be catered for in your covering. Now, if you want more, then that means you have to class up your covering.
Well,
but some can't afford that. Definitely. That is where we now have general hospitals. For those that are in Lagos, congratulations.
Government is spending so much money, you know, for subsidy on that, for free health or medical.
It's government responsibility.
Yes.
And we always say on this table, government must live up to their responsibility.
Winston Churchill says, do not ask the government what they can.
We are not Winston Churchill.
What you can. That's how you
If you are Nigerian, we are expected to pay tax and make sure that the government
How many
works.
people pay tax?
Hold on, they will pay tax. And Nigeria will work. So for government responsibility, they would do that. Now, let's look at medical tourism.
Okay.
A lot of this 2 billion is going majorly medical tourism.
Yes.
How can we turn that tide? And also make Nigeria a destination.
Like I said, it's also PR. Part of this medical tourism, you cannot take it away that some of them are for augmented cosmetology, people that want bigger, you know, body. I'm just telling you, that's the truth. And so a lot of girls are spending. Now, many times people travel out because of the stories you hear. And there's a joke that they crack. They say once you see a girl coming into a place on the island, say she has been at Ikota, there's a place somewhere around there that, you know, they do a little bit. Now, some of them, when you see the feedback of some of them, it's so terrible. There was a particular nurse or doctor, I think I can mention her name. She's late now.
No, don't mention anybody's name.
So she had some cases of these girls decaying. And so she was prosecuted and she was arrested. And as of 5 years ago, she was collecting almost 7 to 10 million naira for a procedure. And they ended up, their backside ended up decaying and all this. Like I said, it's negative PR. We have some places in this same Lagos that are fantastic. At least I know 3 to 5 girls who somebody walked on and they look banging. Their bodies are amazing and they did it in Lagos, Nigeria. Like I'm still saying, it's PR. Those places in I think Sweden that they do a lot of this, and you know, some of these Puerto Rican countries, they flaunt it. They put it out there. They tell you we have 99% success rates here and there. Unfortunately, we had an ex-president's wife who died from cosmetology outside. This is the kind of PR that the country needs to be pushing too for the girls. So we have a successful place here. We have seen a lot, but because of the Nigerian factor, nobody wants to be seen that the medical profession doesn't want to embrace that cosmetology is part of it. Abroad, the medical profession has embraced that cosmetology doctors, those who do all this augmentation, are real doctors, and they are sitting on the major table. Their facilities are the PR, they are pushing it in front of the country. In fact, when you click to travel, they're asking you, are you here for augmentation? They're trying to make your process easier. The truth is, to reduce some of this spending, you have to start to do PR for the cosmetology industry, because it's not going to go anywhere. The younger they come, the more they want banging bodies. Whatever God didn't give them, they want it bigger in the front, they want it bigger in the back. And so we need to say, oh, there is a place in Nigeria approved by the National Health Council. There is an ambulance. If something goes wrong, you're going to be fine. You want to tuck that tummy in, you've had kids, this is a place to go to. It's fine. Let's embrace it. If they can do it in the next 6 months, you will see that what is being spent, women are spending going outside to tuck in the tummy, take away some stretch marks. When I was having my surgery, the person that was beside me, he came for this hair grafting. He paid more than me, that was having a life-threatening issue, and I was laughing. Now, if there's good PR, but a lot of men are afraid to tell people that they were bald before and they did hair grafting on their heads. So if there's good PR to let you know that, look, hair grafting is there, because that's one of the reasons why men are traveling. Men are also traveling to augment down there. They don't want to talk about these things. We need to talk about these things. We need to tell you that there are successful places you can do it. There are doctors that are doing fantastic jobs in Nigeria. The medical council needs to embrace them, and it will further reduce what people are spending going out, because the financial implication for the economy means people are taking Estaco, they are taking hard currency out of the country, they are converting naira to dollars, and we are losing, and it is shaking the economy.
Okay, while she's giving us some details on Some issues. Now, let's also look at this for those out there. We have natural medicine here in Nigeria. To what extent have we decided to localize and make sure it's exportable? We ourselves, how are we treating it? These are remedies. Remedies have always been there.
Is this
a lot of people travel to China, to India, and these are the highest gross earners when it comes to natural medicine. Korea too. Your ginseng that you are taking. I don't know. So let's get to that particular place where we also see Nigeria, not just as people that go spend outside, but hey, solutions for people that have to come in. We'll go to our next story, and it has to do with export. Nigeria, UAE, non-oil trade reaches record 4.3 billion in 2024. Now, trade relations between Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates have reached a historic milestone, with non-oil trades between both countries totaling 4.3 billion in 2024. This was revealed by the UAE Consul General in Lagos, Salim Al-Jabari, during an engagement with postgraduate students from the University of Lagos. Now, let's look at non-oil. The major thing we export to UAE as of now is gold. So the question I'll bring to the table and break it straightforward is, the amount of gold going to UAE from Nigeria, is it coming from direct quarters, or is still those particular minerals that we can't account for?
You know, there was a time we had this conversation, and the truth is, we're on this table where we talked about mineral resource and, you know, people that feel that, oh, it's in my backyard, why can't I break it and all that. So this will come down to this fact. Like I always tell people, illegal or legal, the most important thing is, at least right now, Nigerian government has come out to officially acknowledge the fact that we have minerals, we have gold, we have bitcoin, we have whatever, diamonds, whatever. They have all. We now have a channel that at least we are making revenue for it. 6 years ago, we were making 5 naira. 10 years ago, we were making 5 naira. And in fact, according to statistics, they were even exporting more at that time because it was still fresher. Okay. So good thing is, with this government, with this economy, the Buhari government started it. The Tinubu government has taken it a notch higher. We are happy that, okay, good or bad, we now know that we have mineral resource we export. First, this relationship is beautiful for me because it's a bilateral trade relationship. You're giving something, you're getting something back. It also means that more Nigerians can actually now be at the UAE, and it's not like they're just going there for fraud, or they are going there because they are jobless and they need jobs. People are actually going there because they're going to trade, stay a while, stay there, my brother brings my own, you take, so it's good. For economy, how good is it for the economy? Well, it's still 50-50 because most of the things that are being exported in almost the raw state. So we are not getting the full, in quote, the full
benefit of value addition?
Yes, of value addition. So what can government do? Government can work on more value addition so that when they come, we can at least know that, oh, this resource we are taking, we are making some money. Like you said, the negativities, because UAE is way more developed than we are. When it comes to bilateral trade, we cannot compete. So you are giving 10% processed goods for people who are bringing 100% processed goods for you. So it's not even. It's like a child fighting a grown adult. That's where we are.
UAE is not in that league where we should be looking at
those are just the problems. Those are just one of the issues. But there are more that I want Nigerian government to push, since at least we are one of their major suppliers right now. Nigerian government need to push for the educational facilities because UAE has a fantastic educational system. We need to cut deals for, oh, let's have students come from here, go there. Let's have courses in mining, refining, local, international standards. Let's have our students go there to their own schools, learn. Let's have some of them come here, also learn from us, teach us, so that at least we are developing and we are building, not just exporting.
Not just exporting, you said. Okay, in 2023, we sent $1.37 billion.
I like the way you said it, we sent.
Of course, yes. $1.37 billion of gold to UAE, 2023. And 2024, definitely that was way, way more. Now we have Dele Alake that has come up and said, hey, we are going to start accounting for every shovel and sand that gets into a basin and somebody washes it off and gold dust is popping up. Can we also start seeing this same way that we see the Navy, the Air Force in the Niger Delta? Let's also start seeing boots on ground there and making sure that the next budget, the next 2026 budget, we are going to start seeing specifics. No more benchmark on $75 per barrel. Let's now start seeing benchmark on
gold.
Yeah, per ounce.
So like
gold, benchmark on lime, benchmark on bauxite, benchmark on every one of this to fund the budget.
You know, like I always tell you, PR is key. If you notice, as of 5 years ago, the South governors, from those in the East too, when they came together, they started a forum where they started to talk about this. Every resource we have here is being clamped down on, from timber to coal to this. The resources in the north, what is happening? I remember Adams Oshomule took to the floor and was very, he didn't mince words about this. He talked about the fact that in Niger Delta, somebody uproots one oil thing and is arrested. You are seeing 2 years in prison, 6 months, this. But over there, they are saying, it's their land. They have always lived here. This is their way of life. And it's like, no, what goes for the goose must go for the gander. If this is this, so these people have made a conscious effort, like I said, and they have put it out there to alert Nigerians that, look, Southerners, Southeast people, Middle Belt people, you are being cheated. Until the gold, the silver, the bitumen, whatever that is there, every time one person takes more, every time one, let me say, Alaji or Amajiri carries a little, the government must benefit. Like I said, there are baby steps. We are going to get there. But right now, this agitation, we need more of it. We need more senators talking. We need more governors talking so that it will put our brothers at the north on the edge. Let them know that they must be accountable. Because to build Nigeria, we need all the natural resources. We need gold, we need diamonds, we need agriculture. And so one person cannot just sit down and be eating their own, and another person is feeding the nation. It makes no sense. So I'm proud of Alake. I'm proud of the Tinubu administration. The last time when I was seeing the figures, I can't remember the figures, but the figures were quite staggering, which is beautiful. We are looking at 49% of our internal revenue as of last month coming in for agriculture, bitumen and other things, manufacturing. It means that the government is actually working towards this, our $1 trillion economy that we are advocating for. Yes.
Okay. I am not proud of the administration. I am not. We elected you to work.
Well,
hold on. That is the work that you're doing. So keep doing your work.
If a child pass, you will clap for the child. If whether you pay school fees or you don't, you will say,
that's what we told you to do.
Passed, you are doing well.
We'll go on a very short break, and when we return, we'll go to our next story. Remember, follow us, share, and be part of the conversation. Don't go anywhere.
Think like that because it's the mind that links to first of all the rebranding.
Said it's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigerian content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, you know, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
You think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations start looking at getting their staff involved in this by keeping for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn see something. This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Hello Nigeria, hello Africa. Yeah, this is Sound Man. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Babalola from Excel LED. Keep watching SOUQ News.
My name is Shepherd Michael Adewale Onofuye. I enjoy you all to always watch SOUQ News TV.
Hi, I'm Tom Bogabowles, and please keep watching SOUQ News.
Wale Seriki, SLG Lagos Island East. SOUQ News, keep out watching them and keep a lookout for them. They're up and coming, and we're proudly to be affiliated with them.
You alone where they make me go crazy. This your love in the cool of my brain. You're my medicine, I need you all day. Yo, it's Blackface Nigeria. You're watching SOUQ News TV.
Keep it locked on this dial, don't change it. You know what I say? Blackfist and Jar, love no bad.
Human ingenuity has birthed remarkable innovations, none more so than the rise of intelligent machines. Computers, once more calculators, have evolved into sophisticated systems capable of mimicking human thought processes. Powered by artificial intelligence, AI, these systems are learning, problem solving, and making decisions that were once exclusive domain of humans. From accelerating scientific discovery to tackling climate change, AI's potential is vast, but perhaps its most profound impact lies in healthcare. Artificial intelligence, AI, it's no longer a futuristic concept. It's here with the potential to revolutionize patient care, diagnosis, and treatment. AI is emerging as a powerful tool in the hands of medical professionals. From detecting diseases early to optimizing treatment plans, AI is demonstrating remarkable capabilities. It can analyze vast amounts of medical data to identify patterns and predict outcomes, aiding in more accurate diagnosis. Also, AI-powered robots are assisting in surgeries, improving precision, and reducing recovery times. However, despite its promises, challenges persist. Concerns about data privacy, ethical implications, and the need for robust regulatory frameworks are hindering widespread AI adoption. To fully unlock AI's potential in healthcare, collaborative efforts are essential. Healthcare providers, researchers, policymakers, and technology companies must work together to develop and implement AI solutions responsibly. By addressing ethical concerns, investing in AI research, and creating supportive regulatory environments, we can accelerate the integration of AI into healthcare and improve patient outcomes. Joy Chuma, SOUQ News.
Think like that because it's the mind that links to first of all the rebranding.
Said it's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigerian content, and materials first.
It is say Nigeria first, and it is just us down here that are pushing that agenda. It's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations start looking at getting their staff involved in this market? Why keep their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizens, see something. This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Welcome back. This is still SBL. My name is SOUQ John Rogers. SOUQ Swift is here, and we are heading to the next story. Now, Nigeria is stepping up efforts to position itself as a global player in livestock export, part of its wider strategy to diversify the economy away from crude oil dependence. Now, officials say the sector holds untapped potential to boost foreign exchange earnings while providing jobs and strengthening food system. A joint study by the UN Food and Agriculture Organization and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development projects global per capita consumption of animal source foods will rise by 6% by 2034. The report highlights that lower middle-income countries will record the sharpest growth, with demands for meat and dairy expected to surge by 24% over the next decade. Analysts also believe this presents Nigeria with a unique opportunity to unlock a multi-billion naira livestock export industry. They argue that with the right infrastructure, veterinary support, and adherence to global sanitary standards, Nigeria can compete in the international market while simultaneously ensuring affordable protein supply for her citizens. Now, we're looking at a collaboration with Brazil, who happens to be one of the highest suppliers of dairy livestock, to be precise, chicken, birds, all of that globally. Yeah. Now, they are trying to get a farm down this place.
Okay.
There was this 2.6 billion that was fronted. All this, we're still waiting and trying to see that. Opportunities abound. We have the climate, we have the land, we have the people. Is this something we can really say of a truth?
So
let's get into it.
Let me tell you something. There's something they don't want us to know, which is what we need to tell everybody. Right now, people all over the world are clamoring for. Now, when you go, people are saying there's organic or international standards right now. You now tag organic, you tag natural. Natural now is costing way more. Same way in farm products, from poultry to cow, husbandry, whatever, pig. A lot of these farmers, because of technology, now have a lot of organic meat. They have chemically cows that mature within 6 months, 3 months, and many people are rejecting such. Now, they already have systems that are in place, so to solve this system is going to take a while. So countries are looking to Africa. This is what they don't want to tell you. Countries are now looking to Africa and other countries that, in quotes, were tagged as underdeveloped, that we haven't been using these processes and our foods are organic. Now they are more expensive. Suddenly the world is looking to Africa. Yes, can we do it? We can. We can accomplish, we can make it, and we can do better. But certain things need to be put in place. We need to look at infrastructure. We need to look at global standards. We also need to be careful because a lot of GMO foods are also trying to come into Nigeria. So what would happen if we are not careful is their GMO foods will start to come. Then what we grow naturally that has kept us healthy, we start to go back. And some school of thought claim that after the COVID outbreak, the international world tried to find out why Africans were not affected and wiped away the way they thought were going to be wiped away by COVID. And they realized it is the kind of food we eat. We eat almost natural foods. You see a lot of people with oranges on the street. You are picking guava right from the tree. And so they now, that's where they cry for. We're tired of GMO. We want natural because natural boosts your immune system to withstand diseases faster. So we are the new cash cow. We are the new beautiful bride in the market. They don't just want to talk a lot about it. A lot of analysts have been talking about it. Some school of thought are saying we even need to be careful. But my own fear is how the government can balance it. Is it good for income? Is good for income? Is it good for farmers who run husbandry business? Oh, beautiful. They'll be making a lot of foreign exchange and, they'll be able to send their own children to the bigger schools, drive the flashier cars. Do they deserve it? Yes. But where my fear is how to balance the GMO foods coming in and what we are taking out so that we don't take away all our natural resources. So God forbid if another COVID comes or something, or Ebola, our immunity will now be too low to fight and withstand. Okay, let's still keep our focus on the business that keeps us on this table. For the teeming population of Nigerian youths, and most have not seen agriculture as business. We still have this mindset of seeing people in whole and cutlass coming to strive and labor under the sun. Now we are looking at poultry. We are looking at having this not just for personal or family consumption, but for commercialization. How do we get to inform people? It mustn't be in school. Yes. As long as you're out there, how do we get people to be part of this? This is where we come in. This is where you come in. Every hand must be on deck. We must get productive because there is no way we can move this country forward. No amount of policy can come out of CBN, can come out of the ASO Villa that negates productivity from me, from you. Sorry, we have to go on a very short break again, and when we return, this program will continue. Don't go anywhere.
Think like that because it's the mind that links to first of all the rebranding.
Said it's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigerian content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations start looking at getting their staff involved in this market? Why keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen see something. This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Welcome to the Africa Development Studies Center, ADSC. ADSC is an organization focused on training and research to advance sustainable development and growth in Africa. We exist to facilitate customized training, research, and study exchanges worldwide on leadership, management, and critical development issues. The center offers a platform for the exchange of ideas and best practices. Our comprehensive services encompass research, consultancy, capacity building, training, and education programs, as well as publishing and disseminating development-related knowledge. Our faculty consists of experts and researchers with extensive experience in policy formulation, implementation techniques, and monitoring and evaluation. Our methodology involves talks, individual and group exercises, games, video screenings, and discussion seminar sessions in a cozy atmosphere, making learning enjoyable for our participants. For more information, email us at info@adstudycenter.com or call +234 912 039 2362. Visit our website at www.adstudycenter.com to learn more about our programs and upcoming events. Africa Development Studies Center, rethinking development for Africa.
First of all, the rebranding.
Said it's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigerian content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle. So do you think
Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations start looking at getting their staff involved in this market by educating for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn see something. This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
Welcome back. This is still SBL. Now to our next story. The Nigeria Railway Corporation, NRC, they have announced that the completion of major recovery and repair work on the Abuja-Kaduna rail line following a derailment that occurred last month. The incident had disrupted operations and raised safety concerns among passengers and stakeholders. According to NRC, the affected section of the track has been fully restored, and technical terms have conducted safety assessments to ensure the line is safe for service. Now, the corporation emphasized that all necessary precautions were taken to prevent future occurrence, including track reinforcement and system checks. Train services along the Abuja-Kaduna corridor are expected to resume shortly, restoring a critical transportation link between the Federal Capital Territory and Kaduna State. NRC reassured the public of its commitment to maintaining safety standards and improving reliable access, travel across all its operations. Now, for those that are wondering, we saw a lot of those gory pictures early part of last month. And the part we've not seen yet is the report that came out from the incident itself. We were told we were going to get an incident report, the accident incident report, but that we have not seen. Repairs have gone ahead. We are happy for the repairs, but if I get to ask you what caused the derailment, what will you say?
Okay, there's something I would say first. The federal government, they need to go back to the book.
Whose book?
Now, this is what I'm going to say. They say if you fail to learn from history, it's bound, whatever happened before is bound to reoccur and repeat itself. Back in the day, what made the railway transportation successful? The indigenes were involved. So a rail line is passing through your village. It was your duty to know when they are passing, to literally stand there. My dad used to say when they used to come from Ibadan to Kano, that there were some places that we get to, people would literally give them things free, some certain, communities that you are passing through, because they were students, they were in secondary school, and I think they had a particular carts where they used to put, that they would be like, they couldn't understand their language, but they would take out time to give them fruits, and all that, because for free. And they used to wonder, what kind of people were this as children? This was probably in the 60s or whatever. Now, you don't need to be told that those people ensured that whatever rail track was passing from one community to the other was safe, because it meant people passing were going to see them, they were going to know them. You know, the government, the Tinubu administration has been talking about state policing, which we said is key. If we had state policing, for example, you will be able to designate certain people. There are limitations on city footage. A city footage can see what is happening. Before you dispatch security personnel to go 2 miles, what is happening has already happened. Somebody is trying to, you know, sabotage your rail line before it picks it. Also, there are human beings that are watching the city footage. If somebody falls asleep, if somebody picks a call and he's not paying attention to that particular place, what happens? So we need to go back to the grassroots. That is, get our people involved. Tell them, this train that is passing through, this is very important. The Railway Commission too, there's nothing much if in your profits you do a bit for the community, which is what was being done before. So the community knows if it's safe, at the end of every year, we get a token. You will see that more people will take out time in the night. The community's vigilante will make sure every track is safe. If they have wind that somebody is coming to vandalize, because what is the problem? It is vandalism. That has been the problem. And if the Railway Corporation is being realistic, they have lost a lot of money. I know they had to do a lot of refunds. I had a friend who had booked tickets on that route for a month because it's cheaper, it's safer, it's fast. At least it's not faster, but it's cheaper and safer compared to when you're using your own personal vehicle, except you're flying. And so, they need to put all this in. It's not just using international world standard. No, you need the people.
Oh, right now, you don't want international best standards.
Yes, best standards, but we are Africans. You need the people.
Oh, now you remember that you're Africans.
No, I've always said it. So you must do both. So there should be city cameras. It is still the people going to protect the city camera. Somebody was telling me about someone in the shop in Ikeja that his city camera, they kept removing the one outside. And one day, he now put another one on a hidden tree. And he found out that it was his neighbor and he had changed that thing 3 times. That the guy will just come, just cover it from the back and move it. So we are beautiful people. It's not only in Nigeria, it happens all over the world. So now you need local vigilante. You need police. It's an all-round effort. Because what the train line stands for is economic development, perfect infrastructure, and it is a shame that in Nigeria, while other people are having overhead trains, we are still struggling to maintain the basic 2x2 train line. So the government needs to do that for that purpose.
Okay. Why you're looking at government doing
before
that?
Government does anything, in your opinion, what do you think can be done differently?
Well, you've said what can be done differently. It's just that you didn't use some words that people are very conversant.
Please use those words.
Now, it's ownership. It's ownership. Most times we look at infrastructure. Once it's not written in your father's name, you think government is
it's for governments.
Or one guy or one people in government. No.
Okay.
Is infrastructure, is government infrastructure. It belongs to you. It belongs to me. We have to take ownership of those rail lines. If it's crossing your community, just like she said, it belongs to you. So nobody will step into your father's house and break the pots your mom using cooking. You won't allow that. In the same vein, you should not allow anybody to go on the tracks and lose a knot or lose a bolt or take out the aluminium rails for whatever purpose, because it's your property. So we need to get that. We need to get to that place where we take ownership of government infrastructure. That way, we will see it as, even when wear and tear occurs, you will be the one to go and head to their office and say, come and fix this thing. That way, we can have this really check and balance and responsibility towards government.
Yes.
As a people, to those that are also leading. And for those that are applying that route, congratulations. I wish I had that train from my side to this side.
You know, it's way easier. Like our colleagues that do the first stack one. Oh, very beautiful.
Congratulations to them. So
in
see,
less than 30 minutes compared to when they are on the road hitting traffic. You know, you are not fighting anybody. You're just pure, and you're going and you're coming back, and it's so convenient.
Yeah, some
and
of us spend 3-4 hours.
And I need to give it. I need to give it to the railway station organization in Lagos. They actually stick to time. So the 9 o'clock is the 9 o'clock. The 8:10 is the 8:10. The 8:15 is the 8:15. It's such a beautiful system, and it's working seamlessly. I like it.
It's working seamlessly. We are talking about business. We're talking about ease of doing business, not just for us, but those who are also looking forward to investing. We're looking at being able to move products from one particular destination to the other. Logistics. There is no way we can take the rail out of this. Dangote is spending a whole lot trying to get 4,000 trucks into the country. Just imagine if the rail lines